Hello guys, what's up? And I'm back from the video, and today we're going to be doing something different. Today we're going to be doing a tier list video on the current state of the weapons in Apex Legends Season 5. Now this video is being recorded on July 5th, 2020, so if you take a look at this tier list and in your opinion you think things should be in a different place, like drastically, let's say I put something in S tier and like it's been nerfed to the point where it should be in C tier, well now you know because of the recording of this video. And before we get into it, this is my opinion, so like if you think it's wrong, well your opinion can't really be wrong unless someone else's opinion is right. It depends on the context, but you know what, let's not get into this. Let's start off with D tier, and in D tier obviously it's going to be the Mozambique and the P2020 without any hop-ups. Now these two guns are literally the worst guns in the game. They're made to be that way. The developer has said that there needs to be some weapons that are like so bad and then other weapons that are good, and these weapons are just terrible. You'll mostly find these weapons off spawn. Like if you drop in the hot drop area, you'll probably find these two guns, while like a TTV Wraith will find Purple Shield and Havoc right off the rip, and you'll be stuck with these and you won't really do any damage with them. P2020 does 11 damage per shot, and that's really bad. Like even in a base clip you can't really like kill a full health target, which sucks. And the Mozambique is the Mozambique. It's ridiculous. It's so bad. Like it's been a running joke since this game's come out how bad this gun is. But yeah, let's just get that away. Those are the only weapons in D tier. Now let's move on to C tier. And in C tier I'm going to put the alternator, the EVA 8 but with double tap, the charge rifle, the longbow, the L-Star, the Mozambique with hammer points, and the RE45. Now these weapons, they're actually pretty decent. They're not too bad, right? Like if you get these weapons off spawn, like you can actually like do well. You can have a fighting chance with it. Like especially I love the alternator. Like it's actually one of my favorite guns in the game, but it's just not good. And what I think they need to do is they need to like, I think, either up the damage or like up the fire rate a little bit, because the alternator just does not compete with the other SMGs, like the R99 or the Prowler. It just doesn't compete like with like when it comes to like DPS. It's not the way to go, to be honest. The only way an alternator could be an R99 is if you're in a 1v1 situation and the person using the R99 misses like all their shots. Like because of the slower fire rate, you're going to be there and you're going to have more bullets to put into them, and then you should be able to kill them while they're trying to reload. But that's the only way it's going to work. If you both land every single shot, the R9 will kill you faster. Anyway, so that's the alternator. EVA 8 double tap, having the like the way it jolts up with like both shots, it's just not good. Especially you can be hitting like consistent 7s with the EVA 8 in general, and with double tap you can end up just like whiffing both your shots, because once you shoot in one place you're going to be shooting vertically in the same place. You can't really like move it. Charge rifle used to be a beast. Like it used to be so overpowered at the beginning of season 3, but then it was nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, and now it is where it is. Like if you ever want to run a sniper, you never really want to run a charge rifle. The longbow is kind of in the same boat. I'd say it's better than the charge rifle, but it's been nerfed quite a bit. And now since they reintroduced skull piercer, they had to like down the base headshot multiplier, and it's just not as good as it used to be in like back in like season 1 or like season 2. L-Star goes without saying really. The muzzle flash is insane. When you're shooting at someone, you probably won't even be able to see them, especially if you're using the iron sights, because the massive glare of like the red energy bullets is just stupid. Mozambique with hammer points, you can actually one-shot somebody if they don't have any shield. If it's just health, you can actually just one-shot people, but because of the tiny spread on this, and like I feel like the accuracy when you're shooting this is off. Like you can be looking at someone and shoot and still miss them. So that's why the Mozambique is still low down when it comes to hammer points on it. And the RE45, even though it did get the buff, there's no point running it when there are like so many better options. The only good thing about it is that the fact that you have like no strafe reduction. So like when you're using pistols, you do not slow down when moving to side to side. If you move side to side with no weapon in your hand, and then you move side to side, aim down sights with a pistol, it's going to be the same. So the strafe speed is pretty fast. But to be fair, if you want to be using a pistol, you're going to be wanting to use the wingman, because the wingman hits a lot harder, and if like you're good at hitting your shots, it's a really good gun. But anyway, let's move on to B tier. Now in B tier, I'm putting the EVA 8, the base EVA 8 with no double tap, the G7 Scout with double tap, the Havoc with select fire, the Longbow with skull piercer, the P2020 with hammer points, and the Spitfire. Now B tier is pretty decent. You could actually run these late game. Like everything below this you probably like throw away for something better, but you could actually run these late game. It kind of be like a crutch, because you're kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage, because like it's not A tier, it's not S tier. Those are the guns you want to be running if you want to be consistently winning fights, dropping high kills and getting wins. But EVA 8 with the without double tap is actually good, because it has a really fast fire rate, and if you do land most of the pellets in the shot, you will actually get some decent damage. But just so you know, actually the spread of the EVA 8 is actually an 8. It's weird. Like the Mastiff is literally just like a horizontal line, the Peacekeeper is like a star, the Mozambique is like just like these 3 little dots, and then the EVA 8 is actually an actual 8. So if you like hit those, it will do actually some good significant damage. And especially with the fast fire rate, if you're first in someone with a Mastiff, you can't hit them shots, then you should be able to spray them down with the EVA 8. G7 Scout with double tap, it's alright at like close range if you can hit those shots, but I don't like it for the same reason I don't like the EVA 8 double tap. It's like if you hit your first shot, there's a high chance you'll miss the second shot, and if you don't hit the first shot, you're going to miss the second shot completely. While if it was in single fire, you could probably miss the first shot and hit the second shot, because you can stabilize the aim. The Havoc with select fire is actually quite good. It's because when you use it, it's actually, they buffed it in season 4 when they took out turbocharge out of the game. They buffed the select fire Havoc, so it fires a lot faster, and it actually does more body shot damage than a longbow. I know, right? How is an assault rifle better than a sniper? Don't ask me. But even though it does have the higher body shot damage, because the longbow is 55 per body shot and the Havoc select fire is 60 per body shot, it doesn't have the headshot multiplier. Like it caps out at 90 on the Havoc, but on the longbow obviously you can get up to 100, I think. And then if you have skull piercer, it's like 120 or something like that. And that will move us on to the next gun, which is the longbow with skull piercer. Literally the same reason, it's in C tier, but because you can get that higher headshot damage, it's moved up a tier. The P2020 with hammer points is actually quite good. You can, I think, 3 or 4 tap somebody with if they don't have any shields, and if you have that fast trigger finger and a good like extended mag on it, you can actually do some damage. But you never want to use it on shields, because it will do the base damage, and the base damage is trash. So like never ever use the P2020 as like your primary gun. I'd say use something like a good combo is actually the Sentinel. You use the disruptor round feature, where you put 2 shield cells into it, and when you shoot someone, it takes out their shield, and then if you can rush them in time before they can put their shields back on, take out the P20, melting their health. And then you have the Spitfire. The Spitfire, I hate this gun with a passion. Not because I can't use it, but it's because like absolute bots use it all the time. Like if you get a level 3 extended mag on this gun, it's like 55 bullets, and because of the slow fire rate, it doesn't empty quick. It's like the DPS on it is quite slow, but like it has consistent damage, and people can just like empty shots into you. So like if you're in like a one-on-one situation, you can get like 10 health, and while you're reloading, they don't need to reload, so then they're just gonna keep putting bullets into it, and it'll knock you. And I just think it's ridiculous, like the way they can just spray like that. It's disgusting. But at the same time, because they can spray like that, they don't have a high DPS, which means that if you're able to one clip them with like an R9 or something, or like a R301, you will have the upper hand, obviously, because they'll be down. But because you've got the high DPS, and like the Spitfire like cannot get that high DPS. So yeah, that's it for B tier. Now we're moving on to A tier, which these are the guns that you want to be using in like your everyday loadout. A tier and S tier, you want these in your loadout all the time. So I put the Flatline, the Havoc without select fire, the G7 Scout without double tap, the Hemlock, the R301, the R99, the Sentinel, and the Triple Take without precision choke. Now the flatline is insane. It's like got the third highest damage for all the assault rifles. It used to be second until the G7 Scout got moved to an assault rifle. Close range, close to like medium range, this is where you want to be using this gun. like it absolutely shreds the damage, the fire rate. But the annoying thing about this gun that like takes it away from S tier is the recoil. Like the horizontal recoil is ridiculous on this gun. Like vertical recoil is quite easy to control, you just pull down, but horizontal is like left right left right left right. It's quite difficult to control, and especially over ranges. So like there'll be ranges where you can use something like let's say an R301 that you cannot use a flatline at because just because of the recoil. Now if Anvil Receiver was still in the game, I'd probably put the flatline with Anvil Receiver in S tier, but because they've taken it out, like the flatline's range is just not that good. But it is good for close range fights and close to medium range fights, and also the hip fire on it is really good. So you could actually use this as a substitute for an SMG in some situations. Now moving on to the Havoc. Now the Havoc would have been an S tier if it didn't recently get that nerf. It actually got a major recoil nerf, so the recoil has like it's gotten harder to control. Still pretty easy if you actually know how to play the game, but it's harder than it was. And also the bullet cap has been decreased from 32 to 28. It's still a good gun, but it's not the beast it used to be. Especially in season 4, all you had to do was pull down a little bit and then you could spray left, right and center, because you don't need an extended mag on this gun. It automatically comes with 32 shots, and if like you pick up a Havoc and like right off the drop, and somebody else picks up like any other assault rifle or any other SMG, you'll probably be winning that fight, because the amount of shots you have, you can miss so many shots with this gun and still kill someone. It's disgusting. I think it needs to be nerfed again, not the Havoc 2020. Anyway, let's move on. Now we got the G7 Scout. Now in season 3, this gun would have easily been an S tier, because in season 3 the fire rate was ridiculous, the damage was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. It was like it was a sniper, but like no one used it as a sniper. Like no one was putting it 4 to 8 times on the G7. Everyone was putting it 3 times or 2 to 4 times to use it at range. It's so good for damage farming. Like it was disgusting. But like now, season 5, it's not bad, but they've kind of tuned it down so it's actually in line with other assault rifles. So that's why it's an A tier. This gun's good for actually using as a replacement for a sniper. If you don't feel like using a sniper, you don't think that you're good enough with a sniper, a G7 will compensate for that. It has 10 shots of the base magazine, but because of the fire rate and the damage per shot, which is like 34 damage per shot, highest damage AR by the way, is the damage per shot on is really good, but the mag size off rip is not that good. But you can still make do with it basically. Iron sights on this gun is terrible. Never ever use the iron sights past early game. Like just like, can you find a sight, any sight, just put it on there. Like never keep the iron sights on this gun. Iron sights are disgusting. But yeah, this is a good ranged assault rifle. I think if if marksman rifles were like a category, the G7 Scout would definitely be in a marksman rifle. Now let's move on to the Hemlock. Now the Hemlock is like a direct competitor for me with the G7, because it doesn't have the high damage. It does 22 damage per shot, while the G7 does 34. So there's more damage there, but because of the faster fire rate you can get in single fire, and because you actually have more bullets in the clip on the Hemlock, you can actually do more damage. It actually has higher DPS than the G7. If you have a good trigger finger and you can control if you can control vertical recoil, which once again, if you know how to play the game, is very easy to do, you should be able to shred people with the Hemlock. Put a 3 times on this gun or 2 to 4 times on this gun and it's disgusting. Like I use the Hemlock the same way I use the G7, unless it's close range, then I'll hip fire with the burst mode, because the hip fire on the Hemlock, like the flatline, is pretty good, and the burst, if you can hit all 3 shots, will melt people in no time at all. Anyway, let's move on to the R301. Now the R301, it used to be a different beast when it came out, when the game first came out. You could just shred people, like there was like no recoil. It's the lowest damage in AR in the game, but because of the fast fire rate and the pretty easy to control recoil, I'm still gonna put it in A tier, because it's still a really good gun. If like new players want to come to the game, this is a good gun to use. It's not like the Spitfire, like that takes no skill. It takes a little bit of skill, but like you can still shred people with this gun. It's absolutely nuts, like insane. The range, once again, if Anvil Receiver was in the game, I'd probably put Anvil Receiver R301 in S tier maybe, because Anvil Receivers was just really good, and they balanced it really well by making it 2 bullets per shot instead of instead of 1 bullet per shot. So you do more damage, but you wouldn't have as many shots as you would in like the normal mode. But yeah, the R301 is really good. Quite easy gun to pick up. Slap her 1 time or 2 times on this gun. It can actually be used as an SMG too. The hip fire is okay. You can use it at close range because of that high fire rate. It does have a pretty decent DPS, and you can actually do a lot of damage to people. But with this gun, I say make sure you have another gun to switch to, because with the R301 it's either you miss the first few shots or you miss the last few shots. It's one of the two. Like you'll end up like shredding someone, and then like you run out of bullets because you'll miss like the last few, or like you miss a few and you absolutely shred someone like from that way upwards. But then you kind of need a gun to switch between. Anyway, let's move on to the R99. Now the R99, a lot of people would put this in S tier, but I'm not gonna put this in S tier, and you'll find out when you find out why I put in S tier, which you probably figured out by now. But the R99 is insane. One of my favorite guns in the game. If you know how to control the recoil on this gun, you are a deadly person. Absolutely nuts. You can one clip people left, right and center with that high fire rate. It doesn't have good damage, 11 damage per shot. That's like weak damage. That's like P20 damage numbers. But because of that high fire rate, compensates for the low damage, because you're putting more bullets into people. It's an insane gun. It's been like very good. I don't think the R9's ever been bad. It's been good. Like if you know how to recoil control with this gun, which isn't hard, because once again this is more of a vertical recoil than horizontal. It has some slight horizontal, but it's mainly vertical. If you can control the recoil in this gun, you have good tracking. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Where you can just one clip people, you can just shred them, like absolutely shred them. It's nasty. R9 is easily one of my favorite guns in the game, like just because of the way it works. Also, if you have one of the quote unquote pay to win skins, it does actually have a pretty decent iron sight. Like I use the season 4 battle pass skin on the R9 because it does have that clear iron sight, so you don't always need to have a 1x on it. But you can actually vary scope. Some people prefer the 1x H scope, but just because it's a red dot. Some people prefer the 1x hollow. I can use either, but never ever use a 1 to 2 times on the R99. You could use a 2x H scope bruiser on the R9 if you actually feel confident enough to control that recoil over range. You could actually use it in the spot of an assault rifle, but never put it 1 to 2 times, just because that's the worst scope in the game, or that and the 6 time. Anyway, let's move on to the Sentinel. Now the Sentinel, since release, has been getting non-stop buffs. Not like huge buffs, but it's been getting like some good buffs. This gun, it has the highest headshot damage of any weapon in the game apart from the Kraber. It hits for 70 body shot, 140 headshot or something like that, something along those lines. If you put the 2 shield cells into it, you're taking out people's shield with, like, you can shoot someone in the toe and they could have red evo and their shield's gone, just because of the disruptor rounds. Like, disruptor rounds really good, and even without disruptor rounds on it, it's still a really good gun altogether. The iron sights is really nice. If you know how to flick and like quick scope, you can use it in close range, and like if you get that nice little headshot, knocking people is nasty. It's a good gun. It's a good sniper to use if you can hit them shots, but if you can't, it's very unforgiving, basic because of the slow fire rate. Like the longbow, triple take, and even the charge rifle to an extent, they're more forgiving weapons when it comes to like shooting your shot. Like if you miss a shot on the longbow or the triple take, you kind of shoot not too soon after. The charge rifle, you kind of have like the whole beam to like hit the shot, yeah. But like the Sentinel is more like the Kraber. Like if you miss that shot, you've missed the shot, yeah. And especially if they seen you shoot the shot or they know where you are, they're gonna move, because if they get hit by this, they know it's like a heavy hitting gun, so they're gonna reposition, or they're gonna heal, or they're gonna do something to try and make sure that like you can't get an easy shot on them again. While the triple take, you can probably miss a shot and then but you can hit the next shot just because of the fire rate of the gun. Now moving on to the last gun in A tier, the triple take. Now the triple take, to me, one of the best guns in the game, and let me tell you why. it's extremely versatile. You can use it at close range, you can use it as a shotgun, hip fire, or quick scopes work very well in close range. I'd rather have a triple take off the bat than either 8. I definitely have it over a Mozambique. It's really good. Yeah, the quick scopes you can do, or the no scopes, the hip fire is really good on it. You can use it over medium range too, because it's an energy weapon. It doesn't have that much bullet drop like other guns do. It doesn't have that much bullet drop. Like the longbow has quite bad bullet drop, but like this kind of like, you shoot someone over range, it's gonna go where you shot them, but it's gonna have the travel time. It actually has fast travel time too. So you can use medium range, long range. You can use it, but you're going to want to use the choke on it, because if you use it at long range, because of the spread, the thing that makes it so good at close range makes it like kind of bad at long range. You're going to be hitting for 24, which is still pretty good compared to like every assault rifle apart from the G7. But with a sniper, you don't want to be hitting for 24. You want to be hitting for them big, like 50 damage upwards. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the triple take without choke is going in A tier. Now S tier. In the S tier, I am putting the Mastiff, the Prowler with select fire, the Prowler without select fire, the triple take with precision choke, the Wingman with and the Wingman without Sculpix. Let me explain this. The Mastiff, it was a care package weapon. I don't know why they took it out and put it into the base game, but you can like consistently be hitting hundreds with this gun. This gun's nasty. If I'm in a house, or if I'm in like a room or like a tight space with a Mastiff, especially because of the horizontal spread, you can actually like hit people a lot easier. And if you scope in, the spread is decreased as well, so it's like a little mini precision choke. It doesn't work exactly like it obviously, but a little mini precision choke. You shoot someone with that, you can be hitting hundreds easily. Like the Mastiff's nasty. You put like a little level 3 shotgun bolt on it, oh, absolutely just destroying people's health with that faster fire rate, the shorter spread, everything. The Mastiff, in my opinion, they should have kept it in the care package, and they should have kept the Peacekeeper in general rotation, because the Peacekeeper was really good, but it wasn't as good as the Mastiff is in the base rotation. But right now the Peacekeeper is obviously nuts. Anyway, moving on. Prowler with select fire. Prowler with select fire, not much to say about it, to be honest. It's literally an upgrade in R9. Higher DPS, higher damage, higher bullet per clips, higher fire rate too. It's literally, the Prowler select fire is literally a better R9, right? And yeah, because of the high damage, and also with a level 3 extended mag on an R9 versus a level 3 extended mag on a Prowler, you're gonna have more shots in the Prowler. I would have thought this would have got nerfed, but I think because people are still clinging on to the R9, I honestly don't really know why. Because it makes more sense to use a select fire Prowler over an R9, but people are still clinging on to R9, so that's why I think it's still the way it is. But I actually thought it would have caught a nerf, just because it's absolutely ridiculous in the right hands. Moving on, we have the base Prowler, but the base Prowler like without select fire. Now this gun absolutely slaps. Like that 5-round burst, it's not really like the Hemlock. Like with the Hemlock, with the burst, it's kind of like, it's an iffy, it's like a 50-50 chance. Like if you're able to pull down, you're gonna hit the shots on the burst Prowler, and the burst Prowler absolutely shreds. It's disgusting. 2 bursts, yeah, and especially with the vertical recoil, it's gonna kick upwards. So if you end up shooting them in their chest, even if you shoot down, it's gonna end up shooting them in the head. Get a few headshots in there, you absolutely shred people. Like you can't shred anyone faster with any like version of an SMG. Like the burst Prowler actually kills people faster than the select fire Prowler does, and the select fire Prowler kills people faster than the R9 does. So this is why I put both variants in S tier, because both of them is just insane. Like absolutely shredding people's health. As I'm gonna say it, I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. I'm surprised it actually hasn't caught a nerf yet. I just think not as many people know about it, or people are refusing to pick it up over the R9, because everyone has like their attachment to the R9. But anyway, moving on. The triple take. The triple take with choke. Disgusting. Over range, you can be hitting 70 consistently. If you hit them headshots, it's easily over 100 damage. It's insanely good. Like, once again, if you've got the choke, close range, medium range, long range, it's nasty. It's an extremely good sniper. I think Triple Take is the best sniper in the game, behind the Kraber of course, because you can't be hitting no 435 damage headshots on the Triple Take, but you can with the Kraber. And then yeah, so that like Triple Take on the precision choke is like my bread and butter. And then you have the Wingman with and without skull piercer, literally for the same reason I said before, because it's a pistol. You have the same strafe speed as if you didn't have a gun in your hand, which means if you can get a nice little crouch spam and a nice little left to right strafe, you're going to be very hard to hit. That's why you see so many TTV Wraiths use a Wingman, because of Wraith's like tiny hitbox in general. If she crouch spams plus strafes, it's gonna be so hard to hit her. That's why they've had to add low profile onto Wraith and then do the additional low profile nerf, just because of how good Wraith can be because of a tiny hitbox. The Wingman just goes hand in hand with this. Obviously the base Wingman's here just because I think it's better than all the guns below it. You can actually use it close range, medium range, even long range. Like if you got like higher ranks like Master and Predator, they're using the Wingman to shoot people from range. And I'm watching the video, I'm there like I can't even see the person, and ACU's over here hitting like 100 damage per headshot, and I can't even see the person. But anyway, Wingman's disgusting. It actually has a pretty decent fire rate. It used to be ridiculous in like preseason. It used to be like insane. You could just let off shots, and like the high extended mag count on it was pretty disgusting as well. But they've nerfed it and they've nerfed it and they've nerfed it, and it's still a different beast today. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I didn't include the care package weapons because that goes without saying. Like, I think the care package weapons will even go above S tier just because they're so good. Like the Peacekeeper's disgusting now. Kraber, as I said before, 435 headshot, 150 body shot, and the Devotion absolutely shreds hell faster than anything else in this game. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I should be coming out with tier list for the Legends of Season 5 soon, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch that video too. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.